What's going on, Screaming Eagles? This is Jet Eagle 101 here. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed 3. In our last one, we were doing our training with Achilles. We have unlocked our hidden blades, and doing so, we are trying to establish our homestead. Now we are back in the present, looking for some first civilization batteries, as Sean calls it, and we found one in Manhattan. So we're going to continue our story. So let's do this. Man, I should nailed that. I didn't for some reason. I don't know why. Come on. There we go. There we go. Look, we can go. We're making some good old progress right here. Wait, the modern day assassins here.
Oh, that's hold still. It's a lovely view.
Seriously, Sean? Fuck you.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty nice view, but I don't feel like dropping down anytime soon, because I don't want any of that. Come on. We can do it. We can make it to the top. There we go. Whew. I guess we climb up from right here.
Jesus.
Look on the bright side. No security to worry about.
Yep.
And on not so bright side, the slightest misstep means you're effectively tased.
Shut up, Sean.
Whoops. I guess I didn't jump it, I suppose, which sucked.
Just a heads up. There's no elevator access from here on out. You'll have to get up there the old-fashioned way.
Really, Rebecca? I didn't think about that. So, what the hell? Again? Seriously? Why did it do that?
Just a heads up. There's no elevator access from here on out.
Shut up,
You'll have to get
Rebecca.
up there the old-fashioned way.
I already know that. Just wondering why the hell it didn't catch me right there. It's easy jump. See? Like that. Shouldn't have happened in the first time, and it definitely should not happen the second time. It was just a little ridiculous. Let's see here. 360. Swoop. There we go. Up we go.
Almost there, Desmond. Once you reach the top of the lit-up crane, you should be high enough to make the jump.
Should?
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
I hate when they say should.
Well, you might want to worry a little. I'm pretty sure she was high when she was running the numbers.
Sean!
A joke. It was a joke. Or was it?
Well, now we're climbing all the way on top of the crane. Aren't we going in style? Oh.
Jump when you're ready, but wait for my signal to open the chute. Timing's really important here. Too soon or too late, and you'll miss the building.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Now, open your chute.
think we're gonna make it. That went well. There it is. That's what I needed.
That wasn't so bad.
So, you must be Desmond. Not exactly what I expected, but I guess your kind doesn't have many options these days.
Who are you?
Ask your father. Now give me that.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything about fucking you up. So you got to the counter. Oh!
Ooh. Knockout. Very knockout. Daniel Cross. Who's that?
So who the hell is Daniel Cross?
Believe it or not, he used to be an assassin. The assassin, the way I've heard it told, but it turned out he was a sleeper agent for Abstergo, programmed to infiltrate and destroy the organization.
How did he know you were there? We could be compromised.
They must have caught me snooping inside their network and sent Cross to see what we were after. If they were aware of our current location, we'd know. Though, I will say this, doesn't bode very well for future expeditions.
I've set up some cameras topside. If anyone shows up, we'll see it.
I'd suggest you go see about finding a socket for that power source. Or we can return to Connor if you prefer. All the artifacts in the world won't mean a thing without the key.
I'm going to power. I'm going to go power this up real quickly. So, it's one thing I'm going to do first. Good thing we saw this already, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. What am I doing? There it is, and there's Juno.
Wonder what's inside.
Only one way to find out.
Ooh. The door opened up. Let's go check it out. What are you hiding, Juno? Let's see here. Let's see what opened up so we can get it out of the way and everything. So
What is a fact? Is it fixed? Immutable? Certain in its existence and only awaiting discovery? Or might it be changed? Here we learned the answer, and thought that it might save us. They were used to command, to control, to own. But we soon discovered another use. When enough sat in thrall and were told to believe, their thoughts took on form. What was imagined became real. If 100 minds could wish away a wall or create a tree, what might 1,000 do? 10,000 more? Might we change the consensus and will the threat away? We resolved to send one into the sky where it might illuminate us all. Once placed, a sentence would be uttered. make us safe. In this way, we would change the consensus. We would save the world. But it never came to be. We sent a dozen of them skyward, but there was no way to maintain control, to direct the beam, to enthrall the world, to speak the words. Though this was strange and dangerous, what we tried next was worse.
You know, Juno, you talk a lot for a precursor. Alright, so climb up. Ugh. There we go. More stairs. Oh, another cutscene.
Our first instinct was to travel back, to change the past. But we could not find a way. But forward, we could look forward. And so here we sought to see beyond ourselves and know what was to come. First, we watched to learn if our work would succeed. But the answer was always the same. So we moved on to other things. But she remained. The one you call Minerva. In time, she too stopped looking, and instead began to speak. She called out across time, in the hopes that you might be saved. She hid messages where none might find them, save for you and those within this place.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
I'm tired of it. The cryptic warnings, the threats. Just tell us what you want!
But they are. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Imagine trying to explain all this to a 2-year-old, to a grasshopper. When they said the will of the gods was unknowable, they meant it. Literally.
I killed her, you know. I killed Lucy.
It was the apple, son. It was Juno.
I saw what she was. What would happen if I let her live? I could have stopped myself. I mean, there was a force there. But I didn't have to. I chose to.
Desmond.
Lucy was going to betray us and take the apple back to Abstergo. I saw the satellite launched. I saw them turn it on, and then it failed. Whatever's on the other side of that door, it benefits Juno. We need to be careful.
That we do. What's on the other side? Benefit Juno, so we have to be careful. As per said to your words. So, we will have to do that. Hup. Let's see here. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to see where I'm supposed to go. The entrance is over there. But how we get there is the question. Do we go down here, maybe? There's a lot of rooms in here. Come on. Quit going over there. Oh, come on. Seriously? There's nothing down here. Something up here, though. Come on. Up we go. There we go. I made it. So this is where I'll have to take the next one. Alright then. Alright, let's hop back in the Animus.
Good luck, Desmond.
Thanks, Rebecca.
These are troubled times. The already uneasy alliance between the Crown and its subjects frays. And behind them both the Templars plot, pulling strings and moving pieces. History dictates they seek order through control. But how will they affect it here? Who supports them? And what conspiracies have they already spun?
Connor!
All these
Spare a
things I
moment.
must determine. Of course, for only by knowing
Have a
my
look.
enemy can I hope to stop them. What is it?
The Xingbao, or rope dart if you prefer. One of the many plans given to us by Xiao Yun to...
Whoa.
Sorry.
We'll have to work on this.
Who's knocking at the door?
Ganondogo,
Yes, my friend.
what brings you here? Is the village all right?
For now,
What do you mean? What has happened?
men came, claiming we had to leave. They said that the land was being sold, and that the Confederacy had consented. We sent an envoy, but they would not listen.
You must refuse!
We cannot oppose the Sachem, but you're right as well. We cannot give up our home.
Do you have a name? Do you know who is responsible?
He's called William Johnson.
Where is Johnson now?
In Boston, making preparations for the sale.
Sale! This is theft!
Connor, take care. These men are powerful.
What would you have me do? I made a promise to my people.
If you insist upon this course of action, seek out Sam Adams in Boston. He'll be able to help. What have you done?
When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start. When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a tree.
Hey, I got my tomahawk. I like this one. All right. Well, peg legs missions. I don't want to do peg leg missions. To the harbor master. Rockin' the assassin robes. We're doing good on this. There we go. Do 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 do. There's that damn drummer. Ugh.
Sanctions and demonstrations won't suffice, Sam. We need to act, and I'm talking about more than a sternly worded letter.
I sympathize with your frustrations, gentlemen. Ah, Connor. Hello again. What brings you to Boston?
You.
Would you excuse us, fellows? Thank you. That conversation was about to turn unpleasant. Now, what can I do for you?
I was hoping you could help me locate William Johnson.
Of course. I'm headed to a meeting with some men who should be able to help. Why don't you come along? It's good to see the people finally taking a stand against injustice.
Says the man who owns a slave.
Ooh, sorry? I practice what I preach, my friend. She's not a slave, but a freed woman. At least on paper. Men's minds are not so easily turned. It's a tragedy that for all our progress, still we cling to such barbarism.
Then speak out against it.
We must focus first on defending our rights. When this is done, we'll have the luxury of addressing these other matters.
You speak as though your condition is equal to that of the slaves. It is not.
Tell that to my neighbor who was compelled to quarter British troops, or to my friend whose store was closed because he displeased the crown. The people here are no freer than Surrey.
You offer excuses instead of solutions. All people should be equal, and not in turns.
It's in turns, or not at all. We must compromise, Connor.
Indeed so.
Hey! It's my home, no matter what you thieves called taxmen say! If the gums in Parliament who want to take my property, you tell them to sail across the pond and take it themselves!
It's not open for discussion now. Open this door or these men will break it down. Ah!
Ah, bollocks! We're coming in! I trust the mounting evidence is proof enough, Connor.
Continue on. I shall meet you at our destination.
How am I gonna do this?
Is that all you have? Could use some support. Is that all you have? Justice for once. I dare the governor to send more.
You all right?
I'm fine. It's not my first dance. For all their teeth and claws, these little foxes, they fight like puppies. Thank you, my friend. I'd buy you an ale, but I'm expected somewhere else.
Well, he was a friendly fellow. Ooh, I better take down my notarization a little bit. There we go. I gotta go talk to John. Or Sam Adams. I don't know why I was thinking about John Adams for a second there. I was like, I see a chest. Pray I shall take a quick look at. Excuse me. Get a little something caught in my throat. Oh, by a guard dog. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this. I'm sorry, little puppy. I feel bad now. I had to kill a guard dog. It's not something I wanted to do. Trouble always finds me. Well, now I gotta stay low again and try to lower down my notoriation, because I don't want to get up above 2, so I'll do that.
Oh.
And I have to get on the other side of this building here, so... There we go. Meeting point. We are set.
Connor, I'd like you to meet some like-minded friends. The owner of this fine establishment, William Molyneux, And the manager and chef of his newest venture, Stéphane Chaffeau.
Ah, Connor and I just had a ball with some red coats enforcing some taxmen outside my home.
The collectors grow bolder and more forceful. Something we must address, Samuel.
Then let us raise a banner. Something to let the people know that they are not alone. The docks are an angry place of late. Protesters picketing the latest shipments of British tea. The eyes of the city are upon that stage.
A Bostonian without his tea is a dangerous beast.
William Johnson is smuggling the tea off the ships. One of his men tried to sell me this. A sample of what I refused. But it's from those ships. No mistaking the stamp. He's charging a king's ransom. Must be he's making a mint off those who buy it.
Where is he now?
I've never met the man.
May I ask why you seek him, Connor?
He intends to purchase the land upon which my village stands, without the consent of my people.
No doubt the revenue from his little smuggling endeavor is financing the acquisition. A tax enforced on tea grants a boon to smugglers. I'll wager the same men who levy the taxes are selling the tea. A stage requires a spectacle, and I may know the play.
Interesting.
Connor, head back to the docks and see to the destruction of the tea. If you should need us, return here.
Okay. Head back to the docks. Alright, I gotta go back to the docks then. I will and I shall.
Pardon me.
Oh, come on, mate.
Limit firearms use. What? Again with this? This ought to be good. There's so many of them. Ah. Oh no, you don't. Whew. Great. Now I gotta dispose of this. Dispose of my wanted right there, so I gotta go find another person to bribe. Hey man. Thank you. Just took out like a whole group of them. It's crazy. Don't even think about it, man. You know, I'm gonna mount. Destroy the cargo. Aye. Let's see if I can sneak up behind these guys. There we go. Double assassination. Doo-doo-doo-doo. This will come very handy. Let's see here. These guys, I saw them have guns, so they might have some powder I can use. That's one. Probably should reload this and get ready for the next one. Oh. Sorry, gents. Ooh, they got gunpowder cakes everywhere. Easy come, easy go. We got that one in the bag. Do 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 do. Do do do. Hmm? Oh, what's this? Uh-oh, it's a bomb. Oh. I guess I could have just used a bomb planted on that instead of gunpowder. Hmm, that works. Let's just go swimming in over here. Go around these guys. Seems to be like there's only one. I don't need to hear you. There we go. Run! Done deal, done deal. Oh! Use powder cakes to smuggle them. Ew! Oops. Damn it. Aww. That sucked. I can't believe I didn't realize that. Ah, I guess I didn't read it right. I screwed up on that one. I feel dumb. Alright. Liberate the district from Templar influence. Get away from me, kids. Huh? Eh. I don't see nothing. There. On Johnson's trail. Well, there we go. Screwed up the end. At the end, but it is what it is. Oh. Hey, man. No. No! No! Leave me alone. So, I hope you all enjoy this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you got something to say about it, hit it down in the comment section. Want to be part of the Screaming Eagles with more exclusive content? Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification for more upcoming videos by Jet Eagle 101. And as always, I'll see you later. Have a good one!